Hey, what's going on, everybody? This is Tyrone back with Tech Life. Great article here from Light Reading. I'll leave a link to it in the description so you guys may check it out. So, as some analysts are now speculating that Verizon should make Lumen or Brightstar its next acquisition target, we have AT&T and T-Mobile as well completely pivoting, right? Well, AT&T more so. Pivoting towards an open access strategy to further expand its fiber footprint outside of its organic build. And T-Mobile is starting off with their fiber strategy going straight open access. They're not even attempting an organic build. So now Verizon is like, well, we're going to buy Frontier. And now even on a analyst call this morning, I think it was David Barden, he even talked about T-Mobile potentially buying Charter, right? Or at least that there's conversation about that out there. And like I said in my video, I just don't see that. It's too much debt that T-Mobile would be taking on, and they don't have the margins today to support that type of deal. You know, and I'm just being straightforward, not going to sugarcoat it. They just can't afford it at this point in time. They can take on the debt, but they don't have the margins to support further building out. I mean, what are they going to do with Charter's operation? That's a pretty large operation. Let's just put it that way. So why isn't Verizon potentially looking at the options that open access presents? Right? If some people are perceiving Verizon to be behind as it pertains to the race to convergence, why isn't Verizon exploring these opportunities and options? Right? Is that just another thing that Verizon is going to eventually, pivot towards? The competition was first to satellite. Verizon pivoted. They got on board with satellite. AT&T went bigger on fiber, and they're pushing the convergence piece. Verizon originally didn't really talk good about it. It was, they downplayed it for a long time, and then all of a sudden now they're pivoting. Right now they're buying Frontier, and now they're talking a little bit more about convergence and what those numbers potentially bring in a positive way. So could we see Verizon eventually pivot as well and move like the competition and start some open access partnerships? They seem to make sense. T-Mobile's doing it. AT&T's doing it. So a lot of people that I speak with behind the scenes are saying, well, Verizon is no longer an innovator and a leader. They're a follower now. That's how they very bluntly put it to me. They're just following what the competition is doing, right? At first, when it all started, Verizon was really the innovator and the leader in the industry. They went first to LTE. They went big on LTE, and everybody just followed, right? But the last few moves that Verizon did, nobody really followed. Verizon thought that they were innovative, and they went big and they went first on millimeter wave, right? And they claim leadership in that, and they do have it. Nobody's even close to their scale, but nobody really followed Verizon on millimeter wave. Not even close. T-Mobile, very little. AT&T, a little bit more, but not much. And here's, Verizon going big on millimeter wave. Now they're doing the multi-dwelling units. They're even scaling millimeter wave even more into the future, but nobody's really following that lead. But satellite, convergence, it seems like slowly but surely Verizon is following, that lead. And then with the open access, AT&T earlier this morning just announced 4 new partnerships. I mean, eventually it sounds like Verizon may follow that too, because it's going to get very expensive if they're going to keep buying these fiber partners or players, and add that to their already big balance sheet. They're already in debt by a lot. It's just going to get very expensive for Verizon, and it's going to get expensive for the consumer because they're going to pass that cost stuff onto the consumer. So let me know your thoughts in the comments. Let me know if you think Verizon should pursue the open access model, and do you think they will follow the other 2 competitors and do open access? Let us know your thoughts in the comments. Like, share, subscribe if you're new. Follow my social media outlets. This is Tyrone with Tech Life. See y'all in the next one. Peace.